Episode 11, I Speak as a Man, What It Feels Like to Try and Still Be Shut Out. Let's talk. This episode is different. It's not just a reflection. It's not a lesson. It's a confession. From me as a man. I'm not here to speak for all men, not even most. Just one. Myself. Because I think sometimes when we talk about men, what they do wrong, what they need to learn, where they fall short, we forget that there are men out there who are trying. Really trying. And even then, they're still being shut out. So I want to speak for that version of the man today. The one who wakes up every morning with a purpose to lead, to protect, to provide, to help guide the people he loves. The one who doesn't just do his job at work, but carries his heart home. That version of the man who walks through the front door and mentally shifts gears, from the provider to the assistant, from the decision maker to the supporter, from the doer to the listener. Because for him, being a good man isn't just about surviving the world outside. It's about creating peace inside his home. And yet, despite all that effort, despite all that intention, there are moments he feels invisible. Worse, unwelcome. He comes home to silence, or a cold look, or a mood that tells him, without a single word, that he doesn't belong in this moment. Let me be more personal. I work hard. I put in the hours. Not just at a job, but in life. I lead where I can. I show up for my wife. I carry the groceries, take care of the errands, clean the mess, sit with the kids, help with homework, run the last-minute store runs, pick up the slack when I see it. I even silence my own needs just to create space for the people I love. I minimize conflict, remove barriers, adjust my schedule, not because I'm perfect, but because I care. But what hurts is when all of that is invisible to the very person I'm doing it for. And this is where it gets heavy. There are moments, maybe you've had them too, where it doesn't matter how much you do, how gentle you speak, how helpful you try to be, you still feel like the enemy. You walk into the room and it's like your presence is irritating. Not because of what you said, not because of what you did, just because you exist. And you sit there wondering, what did I do wrong this time? And worse, why does it feel like the more I try, the more I'm pushed away? No one really prepares men for that feeling, that strange ache of being unneeded in your own home, that confusion of offering help and receiving attitude, that helplessness of loving someone who seems to want you least when you're giving your best. There's this belief that men don't feel deeply, but I promise you we do. We just don't always know how to say it. We don't always know how to name it. We weren't raised with the language of emotional fluency. We were taught to show up, to provide, to be strong, but not how to say, I feel ignored. I feel like I'm not enough. I feel like no matter what I do, it's never the right thing. And that silence becomes the wound. Because instead of saying what we feel, we shut down, we go quiet, we pull away, we stay busy, we make ourselves small because maybe, just maybe, if we stay out of the way, things won't get worse. But in doing that, we start to disappear from our marriage, from our family, from ourselves. And yet, we still stay. We still wake up. We still show up. Because that's what men like us do. We don't love perfectly, but we love persistently. Now let me speak to the heart of this. It's not that we need constant validation. It's that we need to feel like we matter. Not in some grand way, not with public praise or loud gratitude. Just a moment of, hey, I see you. I know you're trying. I appreciate that you're doing your best. That changes everything. Because here's the thing about men like me. We don't need perfection. We need presence. We don't need a medal. We just need to know our efforts are meaningful. And when we feel like everything we do is invisible, we don't get angry. We get lost. I remember one night vividly. It had been a long day. I had helped with dinner, bathed the kids, folded the laundry, and was finally sitting down to relax. I looked over at my wife, hoping we'd connect, just even for a moment. But I saw it in her face. Something was bothering her. I asked what was wrong. She said nothing. I asked again. She said, I'm just tired. And so I stayed quiet. But deep down, I felt dismissed. I felt like everything I had done that day didn't matter because I didn't fix her tiredness or take away her burden or understand her silence. That night, I lay awake, wondering, if I gave everything I had, why does it still feel like I'm failing? And I realized it's not always about doing more. It's about being understood. And sometimes The one thing men crave most is not sex or food or praise. It's understanding. We want to be allowed to feel without being seen as weak. We want to be asked how we're doing without it sounding like a joke. We want to know that the people we love still see us, even when we're quiet, even when we're clumsy, even when we don't get it right the first time. So to the women listening, this isn't a complaint. It's not an attack. It's not a plea to be nicer. It's an invitation to see the man beside you, not just the things he does, but the heart behind why he does them. Because when you acknowledge his effort, when you smile at him in the middle of chaos, when you touch his shoulder and say, "I appreciate you today," he hears that louder than any words. And to the men listening, if this feels like your story, I want to say this. You're not alone. You're not crazy. You're not broken. You are a man who feels, a man who's trying, a man who still loves even when it's hard. Keep showing up, keep holding space, keep speaking kindly, even when you're not met with kindness. It's not weakness to care. It's not weakness to be hurt. It's not weakness to want to be loved well. It's human. And the moment we give ourselves permission to feel, we open the door for connection again. So maybe your wife doesn't hate you. Maybe she's hurting. Maybe she's overwhelmed. Maybe she doesn't know how to say what she needs. The way you stay gentle, even when you feel rejected, is what slowly brings her back. Because love isn't loud. It's consistent. And in the end, that's what matters most. Thank you for listening. Thank you for making space for this conversation. If you're trying and still feel shut out, I hope today reminded you that your love is not wasted. It's just working quietly. You are not invisible. You are not unwanted. You are seen. You are strong. You are loved. Keep going. I'm with you.